My dear friend and mentor, Victor Muro, drilled into me that success is never an accident. For his entire life, and no matter what he committed to, Victor outworked everyone. A devoted family man, businessman, and sports enthusiast, his energy and single mindedness are exemplary. Most importantly, his leadership and loyalty to his family, friends, and colleagues are legendary. His success is certainly not an accident, and his name most certainly befits him. Greetings. My name is Joseph Yagar. Welcome to another Life in Perspective broadcast. My objective is to provide thought-provoking discussions so you can optimize your perspective on life. How many of you know or have a victor in your life? Someone you admire because they embody all that you want to become and accomplish. You're inspired by their actions and achievements, yet somehow, no matter how hard you try, you keep falling short. Most of us who look at such role models tend to rationalize why they are special or different than us and settle for mediocrity. We make a feeble attempt at a few ventures, and the more we fail, the more we believe we can't because we were not built that way or it's just not meant to be. Many of you watching this are likely at some stage of your self-development journey, challenging the status quo and understanding that you are just as capable as the next person in making your dreams come true. If my 25 plus years of self-development taught me anything, it's that it's a series of never-ending challenges that have you experience heavenly peaks and hellish valleys. Sometimes you feel invincible, and sometimes devoid of all energy and in despair. It is that very moment when all seems to blow up in your face that defines whether you'll become a victim or a victor. Before I continue, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so by clicking the subscribe link below. It's free and would be much appreciated. You may also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. High achievers like Victor aren't different than you and me in that they have flaws. They fail, they bleed, can't walk on water, or leap tall buildings in a single bound. We tend to define them by their success, whereas they define themselves by their actions. Success is just a byproduct. As Winston Churchill famously said, success isn't final. Failure isn't fatal. Their success doesn't come easy, and the price is one most are not willing to pay. I witnessed day in and day out for many years the way Victor works and the challenges he faces in every area of his life. And it was during those moments when all seemed as if it's going to blow up in his face that he mustered the one thing that I failed to for so many years, and which I only years later understood to be the difference between failure and success. Success is going from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. The verdict is still out on who said this, but whoever did captured the essence of my perspective on today's topic. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, enthusiasm is defined as strong excitement or feeling, not exactly what most of us would picture feeling when life corners us and everything seems ready to blow up in our face. However, victors do exactly that. When most slam on the brakes, startled by fear or the risk of loss, they strap themselves in and step on the gas. When most play not to lose, they play to win, accepting loss as a possibility. When most see pressure as a threat, they see it as a privilege. The reason they do that is because they think back to why they started in the first place and tap into that reservoir of enthusiasm they felt at the start. They use that to fuel their way through the fear and persevere. Such is the power of their enthusiasm. When others tell them they're crazy, they get enthusiastic. When they fail, they learn and get enthusiastic. When they accomplish, they use a fraction of their enthusiasm for a short celebration and the rest to propel them onto the next challenge. They don't need to feed off anyone else's enthusiasm. but they will not let anyone suppress it. They don't let consumers of enthusiasm into their space, only producers of it. They recognize the power of it, harness it, and unleash it. If you look back at every goal you've attempted and gave up on, I am confident that at the moment you did, your enthusiasm was at its lowest, and instead of turning on the spigot, you shut it off. You most likely rationalized that you tried your best, gave it your all. Better to cut your losses, or that you can't afford to lose more than you have. And who knows what else? Whatever the language, it was choking your enthusiasm to submission. You gave it no chance to rekindle and get you back on track. That isn't to say that some occasions don't call for such decisions. He does suggest that we make the wrong choice too soon and too often. It is rarely because we can't, and often because we don't believe we can. If you don't have a victor to look up to, I suggest you begin to evaluate who it is that you do look up to and take inventory of the mentors and role models in your life. Do they exude enthusiasm? Do they spark it within you? Much of the failure and success we experience depends on the people in our life. Failure, like misery, loves company, and success, like enthusiasm, is contagious. As Ralph Waldo Emerson famously said, enthusiasm is the mother of effort, and without it, nothing great was ever achieved. Please let me know what topics you would like my perspective on in the chat box below. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.